Hey, welcome to Spirit Soul Sense Information for Your Soul. I am Sharice, and I've had locks for 5 years, and I wanted to share with you my mindset for getting locks and what it's like being Black and having locks and working in a professional environment. I like the quote that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And basically, my approach to locks is like my approach to life. And I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like there's a lesson in me having locks and existing in this America. So I think in another video I shared that, I've wanted locks since I was a kid. My mother did not want me to have locks. And so when I turned 18, I could have locks, but I decided to relax my hair because I didn't feel like I was mature enough for locks. But then I eventually did it December 2014, I think so. And I started them off itty bitty. I was not worried or focused on the aesthetics of it when it first started off. I mean, comb twists are not unattractive to me, but over time, your locks, when they're developing, they don't look like this. They're really in process. And I was definitely more attracted to the process. My sisters, two of my sisters have locks. All of us have natural hair. And one of them was saying, she's worried about the kind of jobs that she would get if she were to start locks. That's never been a concern of mine. And we're both pretty advanced degree, kind of early career professionals. So me starting when I was in grad school was more about my spiritual journey and how I knew at that time that's what I wanted to do. I was also like changing my diet around that time, changing my relationship with people. And so it was very fitting. I've never thought I'm not gonna do this to my hair because people might judge me or I might not get the job I want. Like, no, I want locks. And so that's like the most important thing to me. I like them. I love my locks. And so if there's someone who's gonna judge me, they're probably gonna judge me anyway. You cannot make everyone happy, so live your life, honestly. I also feel like, well, at the time, it's like the 2010s, right? 2019, this is not 1946, this is not the 60s. I know that Black people are not as advanced as they should be in this country, specifically economically, but I also know that there are pockets of areas where I can flourish. So I'm like, not worried. I'm not in Iowa, in a small town, trying to get a job. Like, I'm not doing that. So I'm living in progressive areas, so I'm not worried about a job. I always think, not always because I often forget, but I'm Black. That's a whole other video. But I typically think about how I am presenting myself, and I know I'm a Black woman with a slight accent who has locks, who's fairly young and has a lot of pretty privilege. Also another video. And so I can guess how people might respond to me, but I don't know. People may have their own, prejudices or whatever that may block them from getting to know me as a person. And well, I don't want to work there. And I know people who have experienced like real racism because of being Black, or they're here, like it's all in the news about women getting fired for locks. And I just have the mindset that like what's for me is for me, and God is the director of my life, and everything is working together for my evolution. And so if I was to get fired for a job, would I sue? That just sounds like so much work. So much work. I know people do it and win. And if I got fired like for discrimination, I probably would win. But I like to look at these things like, what is there for me to learn here? What can I get from it? Instead of having a perspective like, oh no, everyone's like doing everything to me. I think I try to tap into the abundance mindset. Like I know that stereotypes exist. I know that discrimination and prejudice is real. I also know that I can create the life that I want, and I can get everything, anything that I want from this life. And so locks, there's no way my locks are going to hold me back from getting what's mine. Does that make sense? Like, my locks are a part of me. I am blessed and highly favored. I can get anything I want. So they come with me, and I am able to enter professional workspaces with them. I know they're also like really neat. They're not freeform locks, and this is the look that I want. I've seen some really, really nice. I'm also a person who likes locks, so of course I would also find freeform locks attractive. Something like what The Weeknd had, not so attractive, but he can enter spaces because he has access, a lot of money. I also think that if you have the attitude, the mindset, I'm not taking away that racism is a real thing, but I'm saying if Barack Obama was worried about racism and stopping him because he's black and out or whatever, then he wouldn't have run for president. I'm saying, despite all these things that are real in this world, if you have this perspective that you can achieve anything you want, you can manifest anything you want, you will, because you believe it, and you will work towards it, and you will create spaces and experiences that support what it is that you want. And so I haven't had any major issues with my hair. Definitely experienced the people's racism here in America, but I don't dwell on it. I know it's part of this America, right? This is what this country was founded on, racism. So it makes sense that it still exists today in its own various forms. But I know I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. And the life that I am able to live today is so abundant and so empowering and joyous. And I'm so thankful. And having locks and being professional is just another one of my experiences that I've created here on earth. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm curious about, your experiences, what's happened. I know Black women in America are really at the bottom of the totem pole, so I'm sure there's a lot of stories of women who have been discriminated on because of their hair. My heart goes out to you. I love all women, but Black women are my favorite. And so I would love to hear your stories and your experiences with hair. Like, have you ever worried about getting a job based on your hair? I imagine it might be different in the South versus the North or the East Coast. Let me know. We can have a little community in the comment section. Thank you for watching.